the higher initiations build the continuity of life, from the seen to the unseen. Thus, when a person passes through transition, he goes through transition in the functioning and functioning with ability. All right, another question for you. Is there any possibility a person could come in to this world, into a body, and walk immediately? And if so, how so? What are the conditions that would have to happen for that to be so? Okay, let's follow my trend of thought, because we're going to get into other areas here. We're going to get into what's called firstborn.
I know I have heard of, and I do believe that there have been beings or babies that when they come in, they walk very soon. I don't know about immediate.
Yeah, okay, that's not what we're talking about.
We're talking about prodigies or even
No. All right, we're talking about people, when they come into this world, they'll come into a body that's 2 or 3 years old. That's what's referred to as firstborn. They do not go through the birth experience.
Why is it called firstborn?
I guess because it sounds neat. I do not know why it's termed firstborn. All right, with firstborns, as a person goes through initiations, you will get to the point where you start remembering past lives. To get there, you have to go through remembering this life. And those who came in as firstborns will have the memory of just coming into this body and having to remember, oh, this is my father, this is my mother, and walking. And then also, there'll be a confused mother. A lot of times you'll hear the mother talk about, well, God, this guy, when he was in the crib, he was throwing his bottles across the room, and he was a real frickin' asshole. Then all of a sudden, there was a complete and total change, like a different person. Yeah, because it is.
What happened to the original inhabitant?
He was there for that purpose. Yeah, my mother, to the day she died, remarked about 2 different people. Couldn't understand it. The first person in this body would throw bottles across the room, and really, she didn't know what to do. Then all of a sudden, She's afraid to take me to the stores. I can go to anybody's arms. So it's an absolute total change of personality. Okay. Now let's get back to what we're talking about. The other side. What happened? Alright, last thing we're talking about is separateness. The ever-springing source of divisions among men. Unity is at once felt when the buddhi plane is reached, as though we stepped from a separate ray, diverging from all other rays into the sun itself, from which radiate all the rays alike. A being standing in the sun, suffused with its light, and pouring it forth, would feel no difference between ray and ray, but would pour forth along one as readily and easily as along another. And so with the man who has once consciously attained the Buddhic plane. He feels the brotherhood that others speak of as an ideal, and pours himself out into anyone who wants assistance, giving mental, moral, astral, physical help exactly as it is needed. He sees all beings as himself, and feels that all he has is theirs as much as his. Nay, in many cases, as more theirs than his, because their need is greater, their strength being less. Okay. Now, let's examine what is being talked about. All right. Initiation leads you from the consciousness of the I to the not, or to be. All right, in this particular Western tradition, the I, or the separateness, is the condition prior to cosmic consciousness. All right. As you progress through the initiation, what actually takes place?
You mean on the other side? Or with your
Both.
consciousness?
With you and your consciousness.
Takes us into a higher state of vibration.
Yeah. You definitely go into a higher rate of vibration. But you lose the sense of separateness. And you begin to build what's called unity. All right, what is being talked about when it says unity?